Hi everyone, my name is Amanda Fallon and I am a finalist in the Hart Flying Seal Your Future in Flight Scholarship. I'm a commercial multi-engine pilot training at Embry-Riddle in Daytona Beach, Florida. First, I would like to thank the Hart Flying Foundation, the Scholarship Committee, and all the sponsors for giving me this opportunity. I am so honored to be considered as a finalist. I was introduced to aviation when I was young, but I never really thought that it was something that I could do, since every pilot that I met was a guy. One year, when I was volunteering at Kids Day, more on that later, I met Bonnie Traversi, the first female pilot to be hired by a major airline. That was the first time that I thought, maybe this is something that I can do. Soon after that, a plane crash in my family totally derailed my interest in aviation. Fast forward a few years to high school when I needed something to do with my life. Aviation popped back into my head. Soon after, I went to visit my local flight school, and the journey began. I trained at Century Air in Caldwell, New Jersey, which is where I'm from, for my private certificate, and then I moved to Florida to continue at Embry-Riddle in Daytona Beach, and also get my bachelor's in aeronautical science. I believe that I should be considered for this scholarship because of my involvement in the aviation community. One of my favorite events to volunteer at is Kids Day at LaGuardia Airport. This is when multiple airlines based at the airport come together and put on a static display of their aircraft. Then, children from around the city are bused to the airport to come and explore the aircraft. I love this event because kids that never would have seen a plane up close get to come and explore the cockpit, talk to pilots, and really see that aviation is something that is in the cards for them. Allowing them to explore the plane and talk to the pilots lets them see that being a pilot is something that they can do too. I am a member of the Embry-Riddle Honors Program and Alpha Omicron Alpha, which is the Honor Society for aeronautical science students. I also am a mentor with the Honors Mentor Program and the Flight Line Assimilation Program. I especially enjoy my involvement in mentorship because it allows me to pass on my experiences to the new students and help them to adjust to Embry-Riddle. I am also involved in Women in Aviation and the Daytona Beach chapter of the 99s to connect with fellow female aviators, which is very important to me. I am working on my CFI rating now, and the funds from this scholarship would go towards that. This will allow me to impart my experience on my future students. I'm really excited to teach and help my students learn. By investing in me with this scholarship, you will allow me to pay it forward and help my future students to benefit from my training. My unwavering commitment to aviation and strong work ethic set me apart from the other candidates. My strong desire to be a pilot and complete all my ratings has led me to work extremely hard and fly whenever the flight department is open. I have never turned down an opportunity to stay in town and get ahead on flying during breaks, when most other students left to go home. It is always a difficult decision to stay and not see my friends and family, but there are other ways to keep in touch while I remain here and fly. Every single time, I've chosen flight over everything else. My maturity helps me to prioritize what matters most for my career. People assume that because I progressed quickly, it came easily. That was not the case. Every time I did something outside of ACS, I kept trying. I would fly once, even twice a day, even when I was struggling with the tasks on the flight. I always kept going to try and get everything that I could out of every lesson. When I was doing my commercial training, I faced many obstacles. COVID was just starting to change the world, and that led to large gaps in my flight training and lots of distractions from what was going on in the world. But I continued training when I could, and I tried to get a lot of groundwork done during the off time. That still allowed me to complete my commercial certificate in a reasonable amount of time, even though it was much longer than I had hoped for. I think that this will help me to be a good instructor, because I know what it means to struggle through a topic and need some extra work to get it done. I think that students can really benefit from having an instructor that has also struggled, so that they can really take the time, break it down, and make it easier for them to understand and try a different approach. Learning to be kind to myself during my commercial training is an important skill that I hope to pass on to my students. I want them to feel that they're encouraged by me and that I'm giving them helpful advice rather than just yelling at them when they get something wrong. I think that this will help them to progress faster through their courses and to enjoy their flight training and overall be better pilots. I already began my CFI training, and I anticipate being done by the end of the summer. I also anticipate that these scholarship funds will go far in helping me to achieve this rating, but if I do need to supplement, I have a plan. I have an on-campus job that I absolutely love. I am the student assistant to the Director of Diversity Initiatives in the College of Aviation on the Daytona Beach campus. To be able to work for my mentor on projects that we are both passionate about is a dream come true. My main tasks include working on website content, which will give women and other underrepresented minorities a place to go to search for scholarships and organizations and see themselves represented. Another thing that I've been working on is the Women's Mentor Program. I am trying to plan different events that our female students will learn from and enjoy. Another project that I'm working on is a scholarship fund for the students that we serve with our diversity initiatives. I created a sticker to sell to raise funds for this scholarship. Coronavirus was a huge challenge for me because I was isolated from my family and friends back home while I stayed in Florida to continue flight training. My friends from school all went back home, and it was just me and a couple people I didn't know here doing flight training. I also remained here to not go home while flight training was closed, to not put my older family members at risk. While I was here, I was able to take double the normal summer course load so that I could solidify my track to graduate in a full year. I was struggling through flight training and classes with no friends around to help me. I still was able to persevere and finish strong. While I was quarantined, I had a lot of time to focus on personal growth. Having reasonable expectations of myself during this difficult time with flight training plus a high course load was an important part to my success. Even though I always strive to do my best, I can't always expect perfection, and I am going to make some mistakes along the way. This was an important lesson for me to learn that I will be able to pass on to my students, and it'll help me to understand and be more forgiving when they're also trying their best. Everyone faced lots of unknowns in the last year, but how we dealt with these challenges really showcases our strengths. Even though I lost some flight training time, I was able to make lots of extra degree progress. Even though COVID was not ideal, there were some positives amongst the chaos. One last thing. I would like to thank my family, friends, and mentors for helping me accomplish so much. I could not have gotten this far without them, and I am blessed to have such amazing people in my life. I am wishing best of luck to all the other finalists, and to everyone that is discouraged in their scholarship search, please continue applying. When I saw what a large scholarship pool of applicants applied to this scholarship, I never thought I had a chance, and here I am. You never know when the scholarship committee will connect with your story.